Even animals, หลวงพ่อ also bless them. There is no need to use understanding with them. When you look at something, someone understand or not understanding, you will have a mistake in using your own opinions towards other people that they understand or not. The mighty force to bless beings is possible. Mind, even from mind itself towards the animals, there will be the purification of the extinction for their karma. There is no need to understand anything. Be careful because there might be a mistake within oneself regarding understanding and not. With all beings, there is no need to use opinions and meanings. Mind, even from mind itself, simultaneously. No grasping for the non-grasping itself simultaneously. Not attached even to the non-attachment itself simultaneously. Use the reminders like this towards the animals or anything. There will be the purification of the extinction and the emptiness, shifting karma and karmic difficulties for all of them naturally. The animals will shift realms. They can become humans or angels. They will be fast to end their payback time in the animal realms. Instead of 200 lifetimes, will be less, or to become animals again in 7 lifetimes will be less. Even one time, one lifetime also, they could become a human or angel immediately. Then they'll be able to talk in our own language. Just listen. Listen to the recordings. Listen without trying to make understanding. Just listen. This is already the language of humans. It's human language already. Just listen continuously. Even the buffaloes listen to the music that you play. They also can realize who is playing. This is the human language. Just listen to it. Listen towards that which gives ending, then ending will happen accordingly. If listen to that which is not ending, ending will not happen. Listen to that which gives cutting, then cutting will happen accordingly. Listen to that which is not attaching, then non-attachment will happen accordingly. And vice versa. Samsara is like this. There's no difficulty here. It depends on the one who say. Don't look at anyone understanding or not. Just say something that aligns with the non-attachments. The unwinding will happen accordingly. If you talk about funny things, it will be funny for them too. You will feel difficulty because you try to make them understand you. Your desire to make them understand that it makes it difficult. When you don't mind if they understanding or not, then you just share the essence directly. If you don't understand, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the audience doesn't understand you. Even understanding, it doesn't matter. Just say something that is aligned with the essence of the non-attachment. Whether they understand or not, they will just be unwound already. The sure thing is that those with great blessed fortunes, with the Buddhas and Arahants from the past, they will first brightening after listening. Brighten out before anyone, releasing out before anyone. They'll be faster. There is no need to use well-wishing with societies too much. Conclude through the purification of the extinction and emptiness, through helping through the unwinding and releasing. Use the reminders constantly to purify through the extinction and the emptiness. Go beyond well-wishing. To use this thing too much, it will be deludedly falling into a trap towards the lane of karmic difficulties of all beings. To bless beings, it has to be beyond kindness, so that it's possible to help purify through the extinction and the emptiness. The well-wishing will always lead towards the lane that has no exit. At least you are the role of the unobstructed for the collective. When they are near you, they are relaxed as well. No matter how much work there is, there will be relaxation. You are the role model. They will look up towards you, and they will acknowledge it accordingly, and they will be humble to receive and follow accordingly. And if they want to know, to ask you anything, just tell them, no rush. Just be the role model of the unobstructed, all by oneself. No identification with anything, all by oneself. Not attached to the non-attachment itself, all by oneself. When you use well-wishing with all beings or with anyone, you will suffer. Just like you are intervening their karma, wanting them to be according to your own way. This is a mistake. Bless samsara without expectations. Bless beings without expectations. Whether the beings will be enlightened accordingly or not, don't expect at all. Say something that aligns with the truth without expectations towards them. This is a good role model, without obstructions within oneself. The other day when we went to the tea shop, Paul forgot that if you like to make tea, you can just share your perfection while doing it. Even from my itself simultaneously. Use the reminders of the purification of the extinction and emptiness simultaneously with making tea. The perfection will be proceeded and shared. Whatever you do, use the reminders and share blessings simultaneously. It's not difficult, huh? But if you just work, that's difficult thing. Without using the reminders to cut through simultaneously, it's difficult. Because work is karma. Any hotels that the team blessing staying, they are not realized. Some hotels, they are afraid to be fortunate. They are afraid that we have meetings in the hotel. They create conditions that hang their own neck. They almost receive the blessings, but not because of one's own conditions. Because wherever we are, there are a lot of spirits from high realms and lower realms. They listen to the Dhamma. The angels come, the lower realms come. They see the radiance, the brightness, the sentences that they listen to. They can brighten out accordingly. Their divine eyes can see us, can see the radiance. That's why we need to support them with many times of gathering. It affects samsara a lot. With this kind of Sajjadhamma, just listen. Don't interpret further. Listen and end accordingly. Don't analyze or interpret further. This is the conclusion of cutting already. My from my itself, cutting within itself, is the conclusion of all about cutting. If you interpret further from listening, there is no cutting. There is just a fabrication that is added on. If my, then my accordingly, my from my itself accordingly. That's all. That's the conclusion of cutting within itself. Any sentences, listen to them continuously. The more listening, the more it will happen accordingly. If you listen to something that is funny, it's funny also to you. If you listen to something that is about non-attachment, the non-attachment will happen to you accordingly. It will be in accordance accordingly. If you listen to something that is about cutting, there is not need to do much. The cutting will happen accordingly as well. My from my itself, more often in your mind. Step back to disengage from disengagement itself. Because normally there's off-sided. Step back often and remind yourself more often. Step back to disengage from disengagement itself more often. Use these reminders more often. The cutting will happen accordingly by itself. And proceed simultaneously with this essence. Hluang Po bless samsara, blessing samsara without taking in anything into account from samsara, blessing samsara, purifying samsara without taking in anything from them. This is because of not grasping for the non-grasping itself with everything. Blessing samsara without taking into account from samsara. They need help because they have karma that destined them to have to be in this way or that way or whatever is the payback of karma. Don't look for who is right, who is wrong. No need. Who is doing it before or after? No need to ask for it. Karma is across lifetimes. They are rotating to do offending to one another back and forth from each lifetime. On the road trip, there are a lot of sufferings, Vedana, from all the spirits who has been on the road, so sticky. Therefore, use the brightness to help them, to purify for them fully. They are everywhere. Not only where the place of the killing field, but everywhere on all areas that we pass through. Before war, there are already a lot of deaths on top of each other in those areas. We have passed through many periods of times. Therefore, use the reminders often with everything mind from mind itself simultaneously. More often, remind yourself, be in accordance with everything. This will be the power of cutting to help samsara automatically. It will help the beings to stop, to elevate their karma without them know. The works that you are doing, do it for some time. When the essence of the enlightenment is integrated, you will shift towards blessing beings while you are working. The work in the way of karma will be decreased, which will happen automatically. There is no need to rush or to control or create a conditions here. Let it happen all by itself, naturally. Can we share the essence with my son? Yes, you can use it with everything. Mind from mind itself simultaneously with everything, with every matter. Don't reject anything, disengage even from disengagement itself only, and proceed it with all things simultaneously. It will be cutting within the cutting itself. This is the essence of the enlightenment. cutting within itself. Cutting within itself. Normally, you cut this and that. It's an act of cutting. There is like having someone who is doing this act of cutting. There is the desire that is acting on cutting. But this is cutting within the cutting itself, mind from mind itself. Disengage from disengagement itself. It purifies itself. This is ending. It will end all about complications and difficulties. Just remind yourself with these sentences. The important point is it will keep oneself away from the delusion. It will make one not being deluded. Whatever you do, there will be no delusion with it, still doing it.